Hello Flosstube, this is AM Dreaming Stitcher, and this video is another installment in my ongoing series of charts, kits, booklets, etc. that I have accumulated over my years of stitching that I know I will never get stitched myself, but that I had hoped to share with others who like to see what's out there. So that's the entire purpose behind this series. I will mispronounce things, I may have my camera focusing in and out. The colors may not be the best, but the idea is just to show you some things that might interest you enough to look them up elsewhere to get better images, better closer look at them than I can provide with my setup. So today we're continuing through my charts and booklets, and the first one up is Jacobean Floral Designs for Candle Screens or Pictures from Tidewater Originals. I like the look of Jacobean embroidery, but I can't do crewel, at least not yet. So I like it when I can find cross-stitch designs like these that give me a chance to kind of imitate it. This is a copyright 1981, Virginia C. Creekman, and all you get is what you saw on the cover there. Next is from the floral collection, Poppy. It's designed by Janet Powers. It's from Janet Powers Originals. And I like florals, so I got this one when I had a chance to get a batch of floral charts. That is apparently coming through Jeanette Cruz Designs also, because they're telling us on the back that there are other things available from her, available from Jeanette Cruz. But I don't see a copyright date to share with you, sorry. This one is another floral. My pile is starting out with those, but it's going to segue to some other things pretty quickly. This is Orchid Flowers, designed by Rungrat Puthikul. I told you I'd pronounce things wrong. Here you go. And it's just those two on the cover. It's from Pin, who I had some kits from that they had licensed from somebody else. And I'm thinking it's probably series 2003 is the copyright date. Here's one from Leisure Arts called Variegated Floral Borders, 40 cross-stitch patterns by Linda Gillam, produced by Cooler Design Studio Incorporated. And you get a taste of the borders there on the cover. The colors are much brighter and vibrant and more pretty than my camera can possibly show you. And lots of them are pictured in the book throughout, but they're all next to their charts. So I can't really give you an idea of more of what's in there. But here's some more on the back. And just a quick glimpse of how they're done on the inside. They have a chart and the picture next to it in every case, so I can't really show them to you. Alright, then we have a very old one called Mushrooms and More, book 1, so there may have been some more mushrooms out there. Oh, hang on a moment. I should look more closely. That last one had a table of contents. So let me at least give you a glimpse of the 40 floral borders that we're talking about. There's the first 20. And here's the next 20. Not the best colors showing there, but they are actually really pretty and bright and lovely, and they are all done with variegated floss. Okay, Mushrooms and More. Very 70s looking to me. I like mushrooms. These are kind of primitive looking because, you know, it is copyright 1979, and they didn't have the help that we have now from computers and things to help us with our charts. But it is more than just that mushroom banner on the front. Here on the back you can see there are some other things included in the booklet. That's the more to the Mushrooms and More. Cross-stitched by Vicky, copyright 1978. It says on the back. It says 79 on the inside. Alright, this is Fresh from the Orchard by Leisure Arts. Actually, I should say by Frankie Buckley, produced by Leisure Arts. 4 cross-stitch designs, designer framing mats, it says. So I think you do get all 4. We have pears, peaches, grapes, the apples that were on the cover. Here's some larger images. If I can get it open. Larger images of them. The peaches and grapes, the pears and apples, and the border is a mat that they give you. So that is Leisure Arts Fresh from the Orchard by Frankie Buckley. No copyright jumping out at me quickly to give you a date. I have 2 other pairs from Leisure Arts. Yes, they're very repetitious because I like the same sort of design. This is something called the Old Print Collection, Book 1 and Book 2. Book 1 is apples and pears. Book 2 is peaches and plums. So let's give you a closer look at those. There's apples and pears. There's peaches and plums. Leisure Arts Old Print Collection. Leaflet 2200 and 2186. This is the Fruit Bell Pull by Teresa Wentzler from Just Cross Stitch magazine. I have it as a kit. I have it in a book of Best of Just Cross Stitch. I need to get the thing actually stitched. Has lots of her usual blends and little surprises like 1/1 and all that good stuff. Huge lists of flosses required because of the blends. Here we have a Leisure Arts leaflet 2095 called Abundance, 5 designs by Sandy Lynham Clough, Clough. I stitched one of the pears on here, not on the front cover, but on the back. I did the pear. And they're reasonably small designs. They don't take too horribly long. Now, finally, we seem to have gotten through the majority of the botanicals and fruits and things, and now we have a small selection of Southwestern themed charts and booklets. This is Southwestern Tribal Arts and Cross Stitch, brought to you by Sundance Designs. And some of these ended up as charts and kits from NP Designs, which became Southwest Decoratives and Cocopelli Quilting Company. So they're all obviously associated with each other. There are, I think, there may be 1 or 2 on the inside that are not pictured, but pretty much it's what you see on the cover. And I will have another from them too, but this is not. This is from someone else. This is called More American Indian Designs for Counted Cross Stitch and Needlepoint from Cottonwood Studio. And so we get some sand painting designs and kachinas and pots and baskets and just different things. And they have some that are suitable for needlepoint and some that are suitable for cross stitch. And that is a copyright 1981 Cottonwood Studio. This is evidently the book that would have preceded that one. It's just American Indian Designs for Counted Cross Stitch and Needlepoint. Again, Cottonwood Studio. Again, the same kind of things. Baskets and kachinas and pots and so forth. And I'm expecting it would be also 1980 or 89. Yeah, or 81, I mean. Yes, it's copyright 1980. Here's one called Spirit of the Southwest, designs by Phyllis Berry Wooten. Pegasus publication put this one out. I noticed, I don't know where Pegasus cropped up from, but they seem to be reissuing a lot of booklets that I remember seeing back in the day from other companies, so they've apparently licensed them, even though it says Pegasus Originals. I have definitely seen some that I recognize as having originally had other imprints on the label, and some of those pots and things definitely remind me of my Southwest Decorative ones. Here we have Kachina Counting, designs by Harold Stapley. I went on kind of a Kachina binge when I got all these. I may have showed them in a haul video once. But there you see all the Kachina designs. And here on the back, it's not what you get to make, but it's showing you images of the actual Kachina dolls that the designs are based on with their appropriate names. This is copyright 1980. Kachina Counting, Book 2, more designs by the same gentleman, Harold Stapley. You can see that one's more of a needlepoint. But they are charted designs, so you can choose to do them in needlepoint or in cross stitch. Again, it was part of my cross stitch, my Kachina binge that I went through. I'm not speaking very clearly today. My apologies. That one was copyright 1983. I feel this need to get through these. There's other stuff I want to do with my day, but I feel like this is hanging over me, and I want the parade to get done. So that's why I'm filming today, get at least some more segments of it. It's going to take a long time to finish this parade. So here we have Southwestern Tribal Treasure for cross stitch, needlepoint, and latch hook, brought to you by ETA Designs. Book 2. It's copyright 1983. Just a little more on the back. They've put trimmings on those objects. Another Southwest theme is from Art Ventures, a charted graph for cross stitch and needlepoint. This is the Taos Pueblo in New Mexico. I have some others of their charted designs, 2 or 3 others. And I think this is the last of these Southwestern ones in this pile. So this is designs in cross point. I'm a little confused about what that is, but it says charted designs for needlepoint, cross stitch, and latch hook. Leaflet number 2. So this particular set is very geometric, and so you can stitch them onto pillows, onto latch hook rugs, onto needlepoint, whatever you want. It's from Annie Designs. And it is, did you give me a copyright, Annie? No, she didn't give me a copyright. But that's it for the Southwest ones. Next, we have a couple of lighthouse themed ones. Just 1 or 2, but then there's some more, it looks like more seashore. This is lighthouses here and there, lighthouses of Scotland, Ireland, England, Canada, Alaska, Hawaii, and other states. From Tidewater Originals. I overpaid for it a bit, I think, because I've seen it since at a better price, but I really liked it. I think I may have bid on it to get it because I liked them so much. I don't know if I would stitch them all together like that or try to do them separately, just picking my favorites or what, but you get everyone that's shown on the cover there. And they nicely give you a map on the back showing you where they are actually located. They are all modeled on real lighthouses, and they tell you which ones they are. So that's from Tidewater Originals, lighthouses here and there. Copyright 1989. This one says it's for a 10-count canvas. It's a rug. Nothing says you have to do it that way. It is a charted design. You can do it as cross stitch. You can do it as needlepoint. You could do it as a rug, I guess. Just because they did it this way doesn't mean, you've got the chart. Do what you want with the chart. So when I got it, I liked the seam, and I was thinking of stitching it as cross stitch because that's what I know how to do. Lighthouse rug, designed by Helga, out of Owl's Head, Maine. Oh, I love this one. This is the seashore again. That means there must have been one called This is the Seashore, I feel, but I don't have This is the Seashore. I only have This is the Seashore again. And I love every one of the designs in here. the shells, the seabirds, the tropical fish, all of it. I would stitch any of these. I would stitch all of these if life were long enough. And I don't live anywhere near the shore. I don't know why I like them so much. I just do. So this is the seashore again from Annie's, I think. Let me see. Check the inside. Annie Designs. Book 1 was called This is Annie. Okay, so if I had This is Annie, I would have a lot of seashells and things as well. There's a small inset picture of it inside the cover, and I can see it's very much the same sorts of designs. Love to have the rest. But when would I ever stitch them? This is from So Fine Presents, canvases by Brenda Brown, adapted for charted needlework. They call it Portfolio. I love how the style is different than completely naturalistic florals and botanicals that I showed you in my other charts. I like everything on the cover, but I really like everything on the back. And the colors are so much brighter. They are on a really bright, intense yellow fabric, and it doesn't even look like that. Not yellow isn't even the right name for it. Goldenrod, I don't know. Anyway, my camera just gives awful color. But that is Portfolio by So Fine. Here is Stony Creek Wrapped in Feathers. I remember, I think it was Blitz Stitch, Brian from Blitz Stitch, who was doing one of these ducks so many years ago now, but I loved it the minute I saw it. Was he doing this, or was he doing a different duck? He may have showed this to us. I associate him with these, but maybe I'm making things up again. I do make things up, I don't mean to. Wrapped in Feathers. I like all of these ducks. Wish the color was better for you, but it gives you an idea. And here they are on the back. It's book 424, Stony Creek Collection. I love water birds. Wild and Weird, we're getting into the animals now, by Mary Ellen Yanich from Jeanette Cruz Designs Incorporated. Interesting variety of wild creatures to stitch. I think I got it because of the Coatamundi, who are found in my part of the world and don't often show up in cross stitch here in the States. And you get pretty much what's on the cover. This is Into Africa from Cross My Heart Incorporated. You get all the guys on the front cover and all the guys on the back cover. Nice booklet. It's copyright 1993. Cross My Heart Incorporated. Woodland Wildlife. Cross My Heart Incorporated. How do you like that turtle? Isn't he great? And the squirrel and the butterfly. Can't I stitch them all? The little mouse. More on the back. Love the ears on that rabbit. Oh, the frogs. The frogs on the box. They're great. So this is copyright 1987. Cross My Heart Incorporated, Woodland Wildlife. Oh, there's more critters coming up, but somehow they got infiltrated by some other things. This is Heidelberg Rooflines by Judith Sandy. A chart featuring Heidelberg, Germany. It's Heidelberg Castle and the Old Bridge. From Judith Sandy's Rooflines Limited. So she must have had other similar charts. Our family had a connection to Heidelberg, is why I got that one. This is called Flora from Stitch World X Stitch. Copyright 1997, Stitch World Incorporated. She got me because of the little bunnies down at her feet. I don't usually do a lot of human figures, but she's very, what is that style, Art Nouveau? Is that what she is? That close to that era in time, anyway. I may not know the right names for the different ones. And on the back they show ads for some of their other charts that are also lovely. I don't have any of the other ones shown. Here's one that I have seen people stitching images from, and I like the animals in this one. It's called Wild Animals of North America, designs by Gloria and Pat. It's old enough that they predate our computer assistance in making the graphs perhaps more natural or more detailed, have more colors, but they still look wonderful as is. And here's all the animals on the back. I like everyone. I think the artists had trouble with feet because you'll notice that virtually every one of these animals has its feet disappearing into the grass or the landscape, especially the hoofed animals. I guess they had trouble with those. I don't know. Maybe it was deliberate, but I do like the Wild Animals of North America by Gloria and Pat. It's copyright 1966, really? Oh no, they're based on an album of North American animals by Vera Dugdale. So it must be Vera Dugdale who's responsible for the animals losing their feet. And that was copyright 1966. This actual chart is, or booklet is 1986. 1986. Okay, here's one called Rabbit Avenue from Leisure Arts, designs by Claudia Anderson. They showed them on the front on a dark fabric. They showed them on the back on light fabrics. It's all the same bunnies, so let me give you a closer look at these very sweet bunnies. I like bunnies. Can't see that circular one. The light isn't good. I have a couple of these. One is called Afghan Safari, and the other is Afghan Safari 2. They are from Graphworks International. And you can see they are actually stitched up onto an Afghan so that the animals are broken across squares, Afghan squares, with borders going through their bodies. It might make it a little hard to actually stitch the animal without it being on an Afghan because you're missing portions of each one where the borders happen. But they're still, I like wild animals, so I like the designs, and I was able to get it at a very reasonable price. It's copyright 1992, and here's Afghan Safari. Same idea, where we have animals sewn onto an Afghan. Often with their bodies crossing the squares. I love that camel. Yeah. Crocodile. Maybe he's an alligator. They're great. I love them. Okay, this is from Lindner's. I had a chart from them in another video. They, I guess, are Dutch, and I got it because it was, I think, being clearanced from someone like Hirschner's. But is it called shrimps? I don't know. It says shrimps at the bottom there, but it's for kitchen things. It's kitchen cross stitch. So you have chickens and lemons and mushrooms and little birds. I don't know, but I got it because I loved the little shrimps and things, which I don't eat, by the way, but I like them as animals. I saw a Flosstuber doing this one, and it was beautiful, so I sought out the booklet. It is Leisure Arts Hummingbird Quartet by Frankie Buckley. That's a name we've seen on some of their other booklets today. And there's an idea of what the others look like. It is a quartet, so you get 4 designs. Each one has a hummingbird in it with bright, colorful flowers. And that is copyright 2003 Leisure Arts. This is another Serendipity Designs by Carolyn Meacham. This one's called Reflections, and it has prominently featured on the cover a rather Jacobean looking tree, but there is a lot more than that going on inside the booklet. Yes, I believe everything pictured on the back is actually in here, but I got it solely for the one on the front. But if you like those other designs, they are part of the booklet. Reflections by Serendipity Designs. It is copyright 1982. This one is called Explore Casablanca by Jeanette Cruz Designs. The designs, I guess, are by Stephanie Hedgepath. It's an interesting assortment of designs. We have a gentleman on his horse in an oasis. We have an oasis by night with a camel sleeping there, or well, sitting there. We have a kind of vignettes of a camel and a monkey wearing a fez. I got it because I liked the ones on the back. I like architectural designs and things like those trees that are very simple with the backgrounds and the city behind them. I don't know how to describe it. I didn't study design. I don't know what the right vocabulary is, but I do like those on the back better than the front. And again, Jeanette Cruz Designs, Explore Casablanca. Copyright 2003. This one is Anna of Cleves. They're talking about the cottage that has been stitched there. It's designed by Gail Ritchie. So if you like stitching cottages, this is just another chart in that kind of, it's from Cottage Fever. That's the only one in there, but here we have Cross My Heart Incorporated English cottages. You get a whole half dozen of them. So if you are into quaint looking little cottages, this might be the kind of chart for you. And it is copyright 1990, Cross My Heart. I'm seeing more on the inside, more images of the same ones for you, finished up nicely. So that's what you get in this booklet. This is Teresa Lee Collection and Counted Thread Cross Stitch and Needlepoint for Sherry Ann Designs. I chose it because of the kind of Asian style of it. Specifically, again, I never studied design. I probably don't know what I'm talking about, but it looks kind of Chinese to me. And I think you just get what's on the cover there, but it's copyright 1979. Here is another similar one, Imari and Other Oriental Designs in Counted Thread, Cross Stitch, and Needlepoint. This one I didn't like all of the designs, but I liked some of them very well enough to go ahead and get it. It's not like it was expensive, but even so, it was in a clearance bin and somebody else might have liked it if I didn't see enough to entice me. It didn't seem fair to, take it away from someone else unless I saw enough that I enjoyed. Here is one called Moon Blossoms and Silhouettes, Cross-Cultural Creations, an historic adaptation from one of America's largest Japanese kimono design collections. Maybe it's because of all the clutter in my life, but I like simple designs like these. It is copyright 1984, the Brobeck Collections Incorporated. This one is from DMC, a booklet called Images of Asia. Some very nice designs in this booklet with far more vibrant colors than you're getting to see on my camera and my computer. They have a series of booklets, by the way. Beaches, International Masterpieces, Playtime Friends, Floral Alphabets, Floral Fantasy, and this one, Images of Asia. And it is hiding its copyright date from me, 2000, Jeanette Cruz Designs. Yes. Getting close to my half hour, but I'm also getting close to being done with the Asian ones, so I think I'll continue just a little longer. This is Orientals from Serendipity Designs by Carolyn Meacham. I know that terms like Occident and Orient are no longer considered politically correct, or at least maybe it depends on the context in which they're used. Maybe it's okay to say Occident and Orient when you're talking about geographic regions, but definitely not okay to refer to it as an adjective. But this is very old, so this is, back in the day when it was not seen as in any way inappropriate. So pardon me if you do take offense at names like that. But I love the three parts of that screen. And so I got it, and it is not limited only to that. It has all these designs on the back. With all the time in the world, I would stitch and stitch and stitch. It is copyright 1980 by Serendipity Designs. So again, language changes, sensitivities change. You have to expect that when you're going through older items. This is Far East from Serendipity Designs by Karen Meacham. Again, it starts out with kind of a triptych on the front, a three-part design that you can stitch in panels or all as one thing, and a variety on the back of associated designs in the same style that you can finish up how you like. They frame them all there, but that one, for example, I think would be lovely on a pillow. I don't know. And for the last one in today's video, because it's the last in my stack that seems to have something to do with that part of the world, we have Harmony Cherry Blossoms by Serendipity Designs by Carolyn Meacham. I showed in one of my kit videos 2 kits that kind of accompanied this that were part of the Harmony series. I was able to get them with their fabric and floss and everything, but this one I just have the chart. And the 3 of them can be stitched up together as a set. Alright, I am definitely not finished with all the charts and booklets. I haven't even started on books, which would require more of a flip-through approach that I'd have to be a little more methodical with, I guess. But I may or may not keep filming today. I may give myself a little break. But thank you for stopping by to watch. The whole idea is just to share all these things that I think obviously like them or I wouldn't have acquired them with other people who might find them interesting, particularly since I know I'm not going to get them stitched. But sometimes it's nice just to see what's there. So thank you for stopping by. I hope that I did show something that you found worth your time in watching. And you can expect that there will be a whole lot of these. I'm putting them all together in a playlist. So if it makes life easier for you, you could just wait till they come out and watch the playlist. I don't know. It's entirely up to you. And as a preview of where the next chart video might start, that's what I had next in the pile. Thank you and have a great stitching day. Bye-bye.